Hi, my name is David Post, Managing Director for Corporate Development and Strategy at Chainlink Labs, and I'm super pumped today to be here with David and Christina from Ready Games. As you might have heard, Chainlink Labs launched the Startup with Chainlink program officially about a month ago, but we have, of course, been working in an unofficial capacity before the program is launched with a lot of really interesting and exciting startups. So the point of this particular session and going forward is to give you a sense of the exciting stuff these types of projects are doing and what their experience has been like working with Startup with Chainlink. So as a first, if you just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about the project.
Yeah, I'm David Bennahum, the CEO of Ready Games, and Christina is our Chief Operating Officer. We're excited to be here today. We are building a distributed Web3 gaming ecosystem for mobile games. So we've developed all of the key infrastructure needed, especially for existing Web2 games in the mobile context, to come into Web3 in compliance with the Apple and Google app stores by providing them all the technical tools they need to come on chain. And we're also launching a purpose-built utility and governance token called Aura, which is designed to really support shared tokenomics across developers, creators, and players. So yeah, we're really excited and want to acknowledge that Chainlink has been awesome in giving us advice and guiding us through this process. We wouldn't have achieved some of the partner outcomes that we've gotten without Chainlink's advice, David in particular. So exciting to get to this point and exciting to keep working with Chainlink as we go forward.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. And it's been awesome getting to know you and the team and working with you throughout the process. So tell me a little bit more. So you identified or you explained a couple of the really interesting things that Ready Games is doing. How do you think, you have a really deep background in kind of Web2 gaming. So how do you think that Ready Games will really drive the intersection between Web2 gaming and Web3 gaming?
Yeah, I think at the core, it's about understanding that games are games, whether they're on Web2 or Web3. It's that Web3 maybe unlocks new ways for people to become owners and participants in gaming. And so I think the challenge is the fun challenge that as we go more mainstream in terms of Web3 gaming, away from that early adopter set that's been in Web3 in the beginning, the playability and funability of the games is actually essential. Without that, players won't come. And most mobile games are free to play. So coming up with systems that support the way mainstream people are accustomed to playing games today as we go on chain was really our challenge. And I'll kick it over a little bit to Christina, who may be able to give some more detail, who's been leading a lot of our product development here.
Definitely. So as David was saying, I mean, for developers, I mean, their goal is to really build and make really fun games and build really great meta stories and everything else, essentially we want to take care of and we want to support them. So we are really creating that bridge to allow not only developers to come to Web3 when it comes into technical aspect, but also for players to go from Web2 to Web3. And that was definitely the biggest challenge as to what David was saying. So we want to educate players on, what does it mean to have a wallet? What does it mean to own digital assets? What does it mean to have a virtual profile that moves game to game to game and really build that profile as you play? So a lot of it is not only the technical side, it's also the education side and just making sure that everybody is working together. And that essentially is really what we've worked really hard on, is definitely creating that community and that's essence that everyone is building and everyone is going to be an owner of essentially this platform that we've created.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I think that the direction you're going is really exciting given the perspective that you bring to the space. And now in terms of your funding round, so tell me a little bit about your funding round. Who did you end up deciding to work with? And after you describe that, what recommendation would you give founders about how to approach this funding process?
Yeah, great question. So I think philosophically, our goal was to have great partners. Setting out to build a Web3 ecosystem is beyond the scope and capability of any one person or one organization to achieve. I don't think you can successfully build distributed ecosystems without the right partners involved. So part of our financing priority or funding priority was really identifying those partners. And we're very fortunate to have a round that was led by Bitcraft Ventures, who, by the way, I should say, has been a legacy investor in Ready, really incredibly helpful. They're a purpose-built gaming fund. A lot of you guys may recognize them. Hashed in South Korea, also participated leading the round, and Tribe in San Francisco, another really great fund. And then alongside those, we also have IOSG, Spartan, DWeb3, and some fundamental labs And then some infrastructure providers like Polygon, GSR, Game Guild like Snack Club is participating, and more. So when we looked at the sort of rounding out who's participating, we feel like we really identified partners with a deep experience in blockchain and crypto that can complement our deep experience in gaming and tech. And so I think it's really a fusion around Web 2 and Web 3 coming together. I do think that's the next trend here in a lot of the development of the Web 3 opportunity. It's not either or, it's both, and coming up with solutions that work on both sides of the equation. That's how you're going to get your mainstream adoption. And that's going to take the scale of blockchain utilization, 10x, 100x, 1000x beyond where it is today.
Yeah, and I think you ended up with a great group of investors. I mean, when startups founders ask me who should we work with, I think that finding those thought partners who can kind of help you guide and build. There's lots of money out there, but I think it's that kind of intellectual dynamism and connection that really allows founders to really effectively work with investors. So congratulations on the round. I think you should be really pleased with it. I know it's a lot of work. And just generally speaking, we're super excited to see where the project heads as you move from fundraising to building, and looking forward to supporting you along the way. So thank you for working with us thus far, and we're looking forward to seeing you make big things happen down the road.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. And thanks to the Chainlink team for being awesome.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.